We're good with some more crap.
Started, please. Where'd you go? I'd like to call this meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everybody here, both in person and virtually. We'll start tonight with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Executive session was held at 6:30 p.m. including the required mandatory annual school safety report. In addition, an executive session was held June 7, 2022, from 8:05 p.m. to 9:10 p.m. for legal, personnel, and safety matters. An additional executive session was held this evening from 5:08 until 6:26 for personnel and contractual issues. Roll call, please.
Mr. Thomas? Mr. Fair?
Here.
Mr. Hennessy?
Here.
Dr. Krause?
Here.
Mr. Martin?
Here.
Mr. May?
Here.
Mr. Pratt?
Here.
Mrs. Boyton? Here.
We have a moment of silent meditation, please. Thank you. Need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting, May 19th. Second to that motion? Comments? We have a motion, second. Is there any discussion on this motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Unfinished business? None. Need a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Mr. May. Second. Mr. Pratt. Motion and second. Is there any discussion on this motion? Haven't seen that. Hear any? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Marks from visitors.
We have Tracy Dover.
Tracy Dover.
So this is a survey for the Helping House that we talked about, and I sent that out, and these are the results from that survey. I just wanted to give you an update on the Helping House located in Nemacolin. When this endeavor began, we discussed the maintenance staff helping to take care of the facility. And with them working through COVID, it was a disaster for you guys, I know, trying to keep everything up to date. So we kind of took on the extra duties of cleaning and sanitizing the house and make sure everything was down there was up to par. At this point, we're totally self-sustaining, so we keep the house functioning and performing tasks that a regular homeowner would take on, like shoveling snow and landscaping. Mr. Donaldson cuts the grass, he weed eats, takes care of all the maintenance within the house. He does things like hang the shelves and fix the door jambs, takes care of the water in the basement and any other job that would arise. Mr. Franks, if he ever quits his teaching job, you can definitely hire him to, do those duties here. He's really good at it. He's a godsend for us. So. As the Helping House supervisor, I order and pick up supplies. I make the schedules for the teachers, the aides, and the students. I handle all the discipline down there. Take care of transportation, contact and schedule outside agencies to come and make sure they have their clearances updated. I budget and schedule field trips and experiences, create bus rosters, track attendance, contact CYS, parents, and other school counselors about any issues that arise down there. Our daily aide gets the food and brings it to the house and does everything to get the meal ready to serve. She takes temperatures of each item and ensures the state requirements are being followed. She serves each meal and sanitizes everything afterwards. She also makes the meals to go for children who stop in just for food. We service around 31 students at this time, and their students, it's all different capacities. Some of the services we offer are tutoring and homework help, child care, meals on site, and meals to go. We have laundry, kids bring their laundry to do there. Grooming skills such as showers, brushing their teeth, hair care, skin care, and cleanliness. Social and emotional learning. We have Mrs. Barr, our school counselor, that comes one day a week, and some of the students make sure they come particularly on that day to make sure they talk to her about problems they have. We also have Mr. D as our male teacher that really makes a big connection with the males there. There's a couple older boys, and it's just nice to have an adult male there. We teach the students how to cook and clean and general skills of how to take care of a house. Parents are constantly thanking us for teaching these skills to their kids. They say when the kids are at home, they're picking up after themselves more now and after their younger siblings. Cornerstone Care comes in, and they teach healthy eating habits and the benefits of exercise. And lastly, but what I feel is the most important thing, these children know they have a warm, or like today or yesterday, a cool place to come and hang out, and they know it's a safe place. There's adults there that love them and care for them, and we teach them love and respect too. I gave you just a brief synopsis of the survey that we sent out. You see the survey is more in-depth than what I presented. The other information is just for us to know, like what we can do working with parents and teachers to get the kids everything they need at the Helping House. So I'm pretty happy with the results of the survey. It definitely shows the parents really like it, and the teachers think it's beneficial also. I know we didn't get all of the parents to fill out a survey. Some of them just did not. Several of them I called and got the information over the phone, and other ones just never would call me back. I called them several times and tried to contact them, and they didn't reply. So that's why there's only 20 responses for the parent survey. So you guys have any questions about the Helping House? Yes.
How many kids we serve? How many kids we only have on average?
Like in the summer, there's around 9 every day. Like sometimes they just stop in for food and skip out. Other ones are there like the entire time. During the school year, there was a lot more coming for the homework help and washing clothes and different things like that. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Any questions? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Gary.
Any other remarks? Moving on, administrative reports. Mr. Moorcraft.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Just quickly, I want to take a moment to thank every individual from our custodians to security, teachers, IT, administration, secretaries, and students who worked so hard to make our graduation an incredible success. It was another beautiful night. It was wonderful to see everyone work as a team, and we truly had to work as a team to pull it off this year with some of the changes that happened. I do think our graduation speaker offered an inspiring message and he interacted with the kids well, I thought, too. So again, thank you to everyone who helped. I do want to wish our seniors the best of luck as they leave to make their mark in this world. And I'm truly a proud superintendent for everything that we've accomplished these last few years, especially in spite of the pandemic. And I do believe we're better and getting better. That concludes my report.
Any questions for Mr. Moorcraft? Elementary, Mr. Perry.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Moore. Just two areas that I wanted to look at. Since the last time that we met, I wanted to run you through just a couple of the end of year activities and events that we had. We started with a 5th grade end of the year celebration. This is something new that we put in this year because of our field trip didn't get to go to the full extent. Unfortunately, there was some scheduling conflict with that. So
We, speaking with the fifth grade team, just felt that we needed to give them a little bit something extra. So that was wonderful. It was a whole day of outside fun. Great event. We had a couple of different music programs. So we had our fourth grade music program and kindergarten music program in-house. And then after school, we had our musical mics and band concert. And I just want to really throw out some kudos to Ms. Drury, who does such a phenomenal job with that. It's just great to see proud parents and kids being successful in that capacity. I'm going to skip because I'm going to come back to the Crystal Apple Award winner. I want to talk about that last. We did our fun day and picnic day. That's where K-1-2 stays here. 3, 4, 5 goes over to the park, and that was a huge success. We did our pre-K and fifth grade graduation, so those were very well-attended events, and the kids did wonderful as well with that. This year we did something a little bit different, and we actually did our kindergarten orientation at the very end of the year, just for the kids to kind of get in and get an initial idea of what kindergarten will look like. That then will be paired with the open house when they come back, so it's a little bit of a kind of a double approach there. Last thing I do want to talk about with the end of year activities is Brittany Bell, and I don't know if everybody knows about this. She received from School Specialty, which is a huge company, a Crystal Apple Award. This is something that is given, and there were 3 people in the whole entire country that got these awards, and she was one of the recipients. She was nominated. They then do voting, and she not only was the recipient, she had the most votes. She received the top votes on that. We were able to do a really cool activity where we surprised her with that. They were out here practicing for fifth grade graduation, and the lady from School Specialty and the observer reporter was there, and they came in, and I said, hey, we have to go in the library real quick to talk about some fifth grade graduation stuff, or not library, in the gym, to talk about fifth grade graduation, and she was surprised in there. So it was a wonderful, wonderful event. I really think that that's something that needs to be recognized, because I mean that's a national award that one of our elementary teachers received. So that was very, very good. The other thing I do want to talk about is the Elementary Center summer programming. And prior to the end of the year, we have a number of teachers who also serve what we call counselors for these programs. And we actually run 3 different summer camps, and that's something that I wanted everybody to kind of be aware on. So our first is the 21st Century Camp, and they do a little bit of academics, creativity, and experiences. And that's through 2nd through 5th grade for those students. If anyone in those grade levels are able to attend. And that operates from 9 till noon on Monday through Thursday. After that, noon, we have our second program that comes in, and that's our Lightning Learners Camp. And our Lightning Learners Camp is very experiences-based. And this year they did a really cool kind of thematic approach, and it has all to do with different countries and their cultures. So it's everything from they're in Italy this week, so they went up to Fox's Pizza and saw how pizzas were made, and I think it was a wonderful experience for them as well. So that was very, very effective. Another camp that we have that runs at that same time is our Summer Academy, and that is specifically for remediation and enrichment for students, and specifically those who are on the cusp of moving from grade level to grade level. That's run over the same amount of time. And the idea is any kids that's close, we identify the skills that they need, and if they can match those skills, then there's a possibility of them being able to move to the next grade level. So these are kids who are kind of right on the cusp, and I think it's a very beneficial program. One of the very interesting things about this is through the registration project, we had we had over 90 kids sign up. We average anywhere from about 30 to 45 a day per camp, depending on. And I also would be remiss if I didn't say as well, with the homework house going on as well. I mean, there's a plethora of opportunities for kids for this summer. And I just want to really kind of acknowledge and recognize the teachers / counselors and everybody who's doing that job, because you just see, you know that they've been dedicated for forever, but I think it just takes that dedication to a whole new level, and it is so meaningful for those kids, and they love to be there, and they have they have so much fun, and they enjoy themselves. And I just wanted to say to the teachers how appreciative I am of that, because I think it's a wonderful thing. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Any questions?
Just a question, Mr. Martin. For Brittany Bell's award, are we going to do something to recognize that in addition to the award that she's received? Is there something?
I mean, there's been plastered on social media, newspaper coverage.
I mean, from before, from us recognizing that. Is there something we can do to recognize that? That's pretty significant.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll do that.
Yeah, let me throw some ideas around it.
I just wanted there to be some recognition.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a tremendous accomplishment.
Any other comments, questions? middle school principal.
A couple things that I'd like to touch on. One of them is our summer academy that we're having here at the middle school throughout the month of June. Last week was a huge success. We've had anywhere from 17 to 25 students. Aviation week was awesome last week. The kids got to go over to the Greene County Airport and actually go up in a plane and fly. Ms. Menhart brought a number of different guest speakers in during that week. They got to fly the simulators. So it was a really great week for the kids. Mr. Coach Krull finished up today with his physical wellness during the summer program. Talked about, some defense mechanisms, just basically nutritious stuff. Just all about physical wellness. We have some cake decorating, some cooking stuff going on next week with Ms. Poplarczyk, and then Ms. Moorcraft finishes up with the STEAM week for STEM and robotics and some other things going on that last week. So there are, a lot of opportunities for our middle school students to come in. It's from 10 to 1, Monday through Thursday. Meals are provided, which is awesome. So that's been going pretty well this summer. Some other stuff that we really wanted to work on and I wanted you guys to be aware of is we're going to change our bell schedule around as far as classes next year at the middle school. And a copy of that is in the report as far as how the 6th grade is going to look and how the 7th grade is going to look. One thing that we really, I really think is going to help out a lot is we're going to take our 7th grade teachers and our 8th grade teachers and kind of intermesh them with the students so our students have a little bit more opportunity to meet the staff members in what we call a content elective course. We are still working out the bugs as far as aligning that with the state standards and making sure in those content electives that we're covering everything that we need to cover in those classes. So that is in the report. If you guys have any questions about that, I can try to answer those for you. Another thing that we're talking about, we did have some retentions, and half of those students are taking our credit recovery course this summer as well. So we're trying to keep those kids on track. We did have 9 students, I do believe, this year that will be socially promoted through the system because we just need to get them through middle school. They're kind of aged out. The discipline report is there as well. Like I said, it's been an awesome half year for me. So there's a lot of goals that we want to reach as far as where we need to be as a middle school, helping them transition to the high school as well. So that concludes my.
Thank you. Any questions?
I know you and Mr. Ray work very closely. When you talk about changing the bell schedules, is that going to have any kind of negative impact on the senior high? Like some interaction back and forth?
He's spoken to me, and I just said as long as he keeps his period times the same, we will be okay. Because if he starts changing the period times, then my teachers can't cover for the middle school, so then you end up with something that looks like the elementary where you're splitting classes, and that's certainly not what we want to have happen. So yes, he's definitely spoken, and I'm the scheduling queen right now, so.
That's your new name.
Travis, you can laugh too, but you know that's right.
Any other questions? Thank you. You're up now.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. I'd like to showcase some of our kids right now. We had, in May, 10 of our EMT students pass their practical exam, and if you hear these doors opening and closing, it's because they're here tonight trying to get ready for their next exam. So they're still working with Mrs. Reed. Their hearts are in it, and they want to get what they need to be able to be on the ambulance and serving our community. So I think that's awesome, and they deserve recognition. I'd also like to recognize our Envirothon team. They placed 7th in the state, which is not a small feat. And when you look at the point range from number 1 to number 7, it's such a small point range. And I'm excited to say that all but one of those students will return next year because only one graduated. So I'm sure we're going to be extremely competitive with that. I'd like to reiterate Mr. Moorcraft's words about our graduation and thank everybody who made that possible and wish the 69 students who graduated the best success. I know that they're going to do some awesome things in the world. I'm also doing summer credit recovery, so we have that going on. And I gave you some retention data. Not because I wanted you to focus on the number per grade, but I really wanted you to focus more on the students that are retained, the majority of them are in our cyber school and are also truancy issues. And those are things that, that we're working extremely hard on. But, we've already talked as an administrative team on how to improve our cyber school and who should be attending our cyber school and who should be physically in our buildings. And that concludes my report.
Questions? Thank you. Technology.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. The summer work has begun. It's the time for summer projects. collection, catalog, and maintenance of all 1,000 Chromebooks that we have throughout the district in all various states of disrepair. So we, my assistant Colton here, who's manning the live stream tonight, has begun working on that. Starting on Monday the 20th, we're going to have 2 Carmichael students working with us this summer through Southwest Training Services. That's a program I've experienced several years in the past, and it's a great program. It gives kids some opportunity to not only earn some money, but also get involved in the experience of working with technology. And that's kind of how I started in my career. So that's something that we're going to expose them to, and they're going to help us with that Chromebook problem and management as well. So their help is needed, and it's well appreciated. Teacher PC upgrades, where as Mr. Krause or Dr. Krause had said earlier about ordering things in supply chains, we're running a little bit into that issue with getting some things that I need to complete on my projects, but it's not looking as grim as some other things have looked. New administrative PCs, we had ordered those. We have those on hand, and those should be getting to roll out hopefully in July. Everyone will have their new machines. I know some of them are in desperate need of replacement. And last project on the list, but definitely not the least project, is Internet to the Field House. We've got all the equipment on hand to complete that project. I know we've got a couple of coaches on the staff here, and we definitely want to have that up running by camp so that we have network and internet funding, so all that for the field house. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Any questions from Mr. Scott? Thank you. Moving on, Mr. Franks.
Thank you, Mr. President. There's 2 big things going on. Obviously, we have the routine summer work, everything to be cleaned and prepared for the next year. And we have about a half a dozen rooms that have to be refitted for new purposes. It's going to be very busy this summer. We're working hard on it right now. Some of the changes you see, we had to accommodate the extreme gaming here, and that's just one tiny little thing, all the internet connections and the power and so forth. This morning we were working in Mr. Rostoka's lab, or what we'd call it, and we have quite a few closets to deal with. All in all, nothing's completed, everything's started, and we're racing towards that start a school goal. So we'll give you more details as we accomplish things, but at this point, it's start all fronts at one time. Thank you.
That was short tonight for you. That's good.
Oh, there's no sense in boring you with these things.
Any questions for Mr. Franks? Thank you very much. Moving on. Student representative? Nothing. Committee reports. Human resources. Ms. Boyd.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Policy first reading. Motion to approve the first reading of policy items A and B below as presented. A, 215, promotion and retention, and B, 249, bullying and cyberbullying.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. May. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This motion is carried.
Sub-list addendum, custodian and professional. Motion to approve the substitute list addendum as presented.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. May. Any discussion on this motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This motion is carried.
Motion to approve the IU1 partial hospitalization program services agreement for 2022-23 as presented.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. Kraus. Any discussion on this motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Motion to approve the resolution for Allegheny County Schools Health Insurance Consortium as presented.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this motion? Pratt. Any discussion on the motion? I have one question. Will you explain the buy-in of the $280,000? Is there a buy-in for all of them, or just?
Everybody has a buy-in. It's based on each district's utilization experience factors for the current IU consortium plan. budgeted for like 95 this year for 3 years. That is our money. Since there's a fund balance on their books, if we were to leave, they're supposed to minus any outstanding claims, so we get the money back. So, now, there's money sitting at the IU1, the current consortium, but nobody knows if we're going to get that back, just due to the outstanding claims are out there. We have to use our money that's set aside there to pay for any outstanding claims.
After that is resolved, then we make it.
We could owe money.
Okay, that one I made was for the resolution, right? Yeah. Okay, now this one.
We don't know. Okay. Any other discussion or questions? We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Motion to approve Allegheny County Schools Health Insurance Consortium Agreement as presented.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. Kraus. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Dental exams, 2022-23 and 23-24. Motion to approve Dr. Evan T. Williams to perform school dental exams for 2022-23 and 23-24 with a cost of $8 per exam.
I'll second that.
There's a motion on the floor. There is a second. Candace, all in favor? Any discussion on this motion? Nothing? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Resignation, T. Townsend, grade 7 social studies. Motion to accept the resignation of Travis Townsend, grade 7 social studies teacher, effective June 30th, 2022.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. Kraus. Any discussion on the motion? None? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Motion to increase the salary of Colton Belmont, IT technician, to $40,000 effective July 1st, 2022.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this?
Second.
Mr. Kraus. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying.
I was just going to say, this is grant money.
Grant funded, yes.
Any other questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Chief School Police Officer salary. Motion to increase the salary of Craig Miller, Chief School Police Officer, to $58,250 effective July 1st, 2022.
Motion on the floor. Is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Yes. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Superintendent Secretary salary. Motion to increase the salary of Pamela Dogish, Superintendent Secretary, to $42,000 effective July 1st, 2022.
Motion on the floor. Is there a second? Mr. Fair. Any discussion on this motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Business Manager Board Secretary position. Motion to offer the Business Manager Board Secretary position to Chelsea Holloway, effective immediately with an effective start date to be determined. Motion to a 5-year, should I do this separately? No? Should they get it separately? Okay.
There's a motion on the floor. We have a second to this motion. Mr. Pratt, any discussion on this motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This motion is carried.
Motion to approve a 5-year contract for the Business Manager Board Secretary position with starting salary at $78,000 as presented.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this motion?
I'll second.
Mr. Yancey, any discussion on this motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Motion to approve Fred Moorcraft and Nicole Moorcraft to attend the Public Education Foundation Innovation Hub Conference in Chattanooga, Tennessee, from July 18th through the 21st, 2022.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this motion? Mr. Mack, any discussion on this motion?
I just wanted
Yes.
to notify the public, it is grant funded, no cost to the district.
And it also, it's an honor. for this-
Yeah, it is. There were only 4 people from this area that were chosen to go to this conference. So, yeah, so this is a great honor to be able to go.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Mr. Pratt.
Motion to cancel the July 21st, 2022 regular board meeting.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this one?
Second.
Any discussion on this motion?
I'll make up for it.
No discussion, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Motion to reschedule the August 18th, 2022 regular board meeting to August 4th, 2022.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Right.
Is there any discussion on this motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Special Education Plan 2022-25. Motion to approve the 2022-2025 Special Education Plan as presented.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion? Mr. May? Any discussion on this motion?
Yes.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
I have one informational item. Notification of the FMLA approved for one elementary staff member and one maintenance member. No action necessary. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Butcher. Budget and Finance, Mr. Coleman.
Thank you. Motion to approve the 2022-23 general fund budget per exhibit in the amount of $19,552,971.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion? Mr. Barry, any discussion on this motion?
Again, this is no tax increase.
Yes, I was going to make that announcement, there is no tax increase. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This motion is carried.
To real estate tax, motion to levy the real estate tax at 26 mills for the 22-23 budget, which represents a 0 mill increase.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mrs. Wojtek. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Motion to adopt a 0.5% real estate transfer tax under Act 511 of the Local Tax Enabling Act.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
May. Any discussion on this motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Occupational privilege tax, motion to adopt a $5 occupational privilege tax, municipal services tax under Act 511 of the Local Tax Enabling Act.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mrs. Wojtek. Any discussion on this motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Earned income tax, motion to impose a 1% earned income tax under Act 511 of the Local Tax Enabling Act. This tax is to be shared on a 50-50 basis with the township and borough.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Third, any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Cafeteria renewal 2022-23. Motion to approve the third-year food service management company renewal with Sodexo with a budget of $623,288.98.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Yes, any discussion on the motion?
Julie, this account usually runs pretty close to break even, is that correct?
The last year wasn't great. We had one more year of free lunches, we really good. It doesn't look like that's gonna happen, but no, they do a very good job of keeping us out of the hole.
Thank you.
Any other discussion, questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Homestead Farmstead Exclusion Resolution 2022-23. Motion to approve the 2022-2023 Homestead and Farmstead Exclusion Resolution as presented.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. Pratt, any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Student accident insurance proposal. Motion to accept the proposal from Bollinger Specialty Group to provide voluntary student accident insurance as presented.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mrs. Wojtek, any discussion on the motion?
Green County CPC budget 2022-23. Motion to approve the 2022-23 Green County Career and Technology Center budget as presented, and district share of $545,775.76.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this motion?
Thank you.
Mr. Pratt, any discussion on the motion?
Also have a discussion, we told our meeting that probably is going to go up because of the new facility. We expect that to go up somewhat.
Still money well spent. I guess.
It'll be well.
Yeah.
Who's the second?
Lou, Mr. May.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor of this motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Insurance rates 2022-23. Motion to approve the
Excuse me,
2020.
Mr. Rollins. Julie has some numbers that are going to be different
Oh.
on that, just so you.
Apologize for that, we just got something late yesterday,
Okay.
if I may explain. It's actually cyber insurance. We had had an increase, but it went from $1 million for cyber extortion coverage to $50,000 because we had to get some MFAs,
Two-factor authentication.
Yeah, that's better. And Travis is a shorter insurance company now, we can do that, so with the price increase, we are back up to $1 million, but it's gonna cost us, an extra about $7,000 for that. So, but $50,000 is just not gonna cut it, so really not much of a choice to do. We've had this insurance for years and years and years, this is a new company that's doing it harder and harder to get the insurance because there's been so many claims. So if the board will accept the change, what was the amount? Okay. So instead of the $72,639, it will be $79,970, which is an increase of $16,450 over last year's. That's not just the cyber, that's all our liability insurances and such. So, I apologize for that, but we just got it yesterday. Thank you.
Motion to approve the 2022-23 insurance rates, including legal liability with Arthur J. Gallagher /CM Region in the amount of $79,970, which is an increase of $16,450.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this motion? Mr. Mann, any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This motion is carried.
Workers' compensation insurance 2022-23. Motion to approve 2022-23 workers' compensation insurance with Arthur J. Gallagher /UPMC in the amount of $62,138, which is an increase of $522.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this motion? Mr. Pratt, any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Activities and athletics. Mr. Ganesky.
Number one, athletic event workers. Motion to approve a $7 increase for individuals working athletic events from $38 to $45 as presented.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this?
Second.
Mr. Crowder. Any discussion on the motion?
More correct, it's been quite a while since we had it.
Been
13 years.
Yeah. That's getting harder to find.
Any more discussion or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number two, extra football coach position booster funded. Motion to approve an extra football coach position funded by the quarterback club for Zach Gamble with terms per the district guidelines effective the 22-23 season.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second to this motion? Mr. Pratt, any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gansky. Transportation, building and grounds, Mr. Fairley.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Motion to approve the request for facility items A and B below as presented. A is the musical light craft show, the elementary gym, library, and hall, December 3rd and 4th, 2022. The other is the Carmichael's Youth Basketball, and they're asking for any gym that's available Thursdays and Saturdays, June to October 2022.
Motion on the floor, is there a second for this motion? Mr. Collins, any discussion on this motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next motion carried. Mr. Madden, Board Secretary. Bills for payment.
Need a motion to approve bills for payment in the amount of $1,112,081.61 as presented.
Second.
Rouse.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion on this motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Mr. Farrick?
Abstain.
Mr. Ganesey?
Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Wojtek?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
That's 7 yeas, 1 abstain. And need a motion to approve the secretary, treasurer, and other financial reports as presented.
Need a motion.
So moved.
Rouse. Second on the motion. Mr. Wojtek, any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Let me read this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Need a nomination to fill the vacant position, a board vacancy.
Well, we've already done that.
Well-
We need a motion
That's,
to fill the board vacancy with Tracy Wade as recommended. Mr. Pratt, second on the motion.
Second.
Mr. Collins, all in favor? Or any discussion on this motion? Roll call.
The discussion is, I think we had some really good candidates.
Yes, we did.
We did.
Very.
Need a roll call.
Well, one more comment, but I also believe that the process that we use is very good.
We try to do as fairly as possible.
ready? Mr. Commons?
Yes.
Mr. Farrick?
Yes.
Mr. Ganesey?
Yes.
Dr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Wojtek?
Yes.
Mr. Morgan?
Yes.
8-0.
Mrs. Wade, would you come up, please? No, now, wherever.
Okay, go ahead and raise your right hand. Okay, I state your name.
I, Tracy Wade,
Having been elected to the office
having been elected to the office
of school director for the District of Carmichael's area,
of school director for the District of Carmichael's area,
County of Greene, and State of Pennsylvania,
County of Greene, and State of Pennsylvania,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity,
that I have not paid or contributed
that I have not paid or contributed,
or promised to pay or contribute,
or promised to pay or contribute,
either directly or indirectly,
either directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
to procure my nomination or appointment,
to procure my nomination or appointment,
except for necessary and proper expenses
except for necessary and proper expenses
expressly authorized by law,
expressly authorized by law,
that I have not knowingly violated
that I have not knowingly violated
any election law of this Commonwealth,
any election law of this Commonwealth,
or procured it to be done by others in my behalf,
or procured it to be done by others in my behalf,
that I will not knowingly receive,
that I will not knowingly receive,
either directly or indirectly,
either directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty pertaining to my office
of any act or duty pertaining to my office
other than compensation allowed by law.
other than compensation allowed by law.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you all.
Can I make a statement before we go to the next meeting? I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank Julia for all of her help and work she's done for the district over the years. You're welcome. I just like to say that's it. Thank you.
Move to the report. Okay, federal program, Mr. Barrett.
Mr. Martin, nothing to report. You're welcome.
Legislative report, there's been name, we'll appoint that. Public relations, nothing. Strategic plan representative, Mr. Coleman.
You know, what is what's the plan is comprehensive.
Comprehensive
We
plan,
gotta
right.
change that. Okay.
We will change that.
I actually have something to present to the board, so let me go around. Mr. Coleman had asked with the comp plan that I did give a presentation about where our goals were and what we had met. So anyone on the website. So it is today on the website. I wanted the board to have a copy of that. It's exactly the report that I gave. So I'm not going to read the whole thing again. But this is on our website. Thank you. If you guys want to. So if you look on our website, it is there. So if you want to check it out and see. But I did present this information, so exactly everything that's we've done. You know, some things, a couple things we haven't met, but for the most part, we've met most of the goals we set. That is coming into play again. I hope to get it started here in June. I don't know that it's going to get started. So July, first thing, I leave for vacation last week. So when I come back in July, we're going to hit the ground running with this. And I need to get away for a little bit. So we'll hit the ground running in July with starting that new comp plan. We have until March of 23 to complete it.
Which
So
plan needs to be completed?
it'd be the comprehensive plan. The other stuff, I have to check it, but I believe the other ones are still good for a couple more years. But I think I was looking within that plan, I think they asked us to redo it, but it's already populated. So the induction plan and that kind of stuff is in there already. So that concludes my report.
Anybody else? Okay, GCC and TC representative, Mr. May. Nothing? Very much. Does anybody else before we adjourn have anything to do this week? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. Second? Coleman, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Is this good?
Oh,